time on his hands. He's going away, man, and he ain't got the plan. No, 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 no. Since he got popped, everything's going wrong. He can't stop the tears from running from his eyes. Oh, baby, he's going down. He don't want y'all around, baby. His whole world's upside down, going down. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Please forgive me, people. What did I do wrong? Going down, going down. Hello there, allegedly. Heartstrings. Prima Wanda. Hi, Prima Wanda. Moderator. No, we don't want to be piling up on this dude, but this has been coming a long time. So the latest is Sean Puff Daddy, or whatever whatever name you use. His lawyers have suggested a $50 million bail. In other words, they're offering, if you'll let him go on bail, we'll put up $50 million. Basically, he says he owns one of these homes. It's worth $48 million. Now that's suggestive, right? Because we don't know what the actual, they can appraise a house, but he says he owns the house for $48 million. So that must be the LA home he's trying to sell for $70 million. I heard it got dropped to $60 million. He's saying it's worth $48 million. So I guess he'll throw in a couple of more million with that to get out. I don't know. $50 million, but he's not coming up with $50 million. All he's doing is signing the paper for his house to his bail bondsman, honey. He's guaranteeing it with his house. So that means he didn't have to come up with any money. Anyway, the latest thing is that's what they're offering. That does not mean that he's getting out of jail. Let me make sure I got the very, very latest. Hold on a minute. That does not suggest that he's getting out. That's what they're offering. Diddy request bail package, gives up Miami mansion, his children and mothers. Okay. So people are already starting to report on this $50 million offer. Many times. Oh, wait a minute. Did indictment unsealed? Okay. Everybody and their mama is reporting on this, which we expected, right? So he says he's going to put up his passport, although he wouldn't use a passport anyway. What he would use would be a private jet. He's used to traveling by private jet. I don't think he would even use a passport. $50 million, that'll hold you though. But the thing is, if this indictment includes a seizure of properties, that means the Fed already taken the house. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that what a seizure is? Is the seizure in effect immediately? So why should we accept a house that we already got? We already own it. The seizure, you don't get that back, right? No matter what the outcome of the case is. Everybody, day coming. What happens in the dark shall come into the light. It's amazing that it took this long to come into the light, right? I hope Cassie's in a secure location, because I wouldn't trust him, even though with all this publicity on him, I wouldn't trust him to try to do something to her. Correct? Because she is the primary witness in this thing. She's a witness to the arson, to the sex crimes. She's a witness to everything. And she's already collected $30 million, which probably included a non-disclosure agreement. So they found a way around that. How y'all doing? Y'all following this? I had to cut out earlier today, kind of early, so we'll come back for a couple more minutes. But just sit tight. All his money for bail. It's a waste. Okay. Ambrosia said he needs to just sit tight. All this money for bail, he's gonna break himself trying to make bail, right? And then he can't run. If he wants to get that money back from the bail bondsman, he got to show up. So it is a compromise. But if he figures that, well, the government is seizing all my assets, they're going to take that house anyway. We thought they threesomes power, but he is crazy. Well, he was hooked on sex. He became a deviant person, like Weinstein. They get so involved in sex becomes the primary thing, and the power of sex, right? And some would say that he was more interested in all these male prostitutes than he was in the actual girl. She was just an organ. What he really was getting off on is the men having sex with these women. Because in this case, usually the woman is the prostitute being taken advantage of. In this case, the men are the prostitutes. Power exchange. Mm-hmm. I know some of y'all been following this. What else is going on here? He's going to be innocent, Mr. Sinister says. Mr. Sinister, you're from that era where the pimp is the hero in the story. Pay the cost to be the boss. I pay the cost to be the boss. Look at me, know what you see. You see a bad mother. In the exploitation movies, they always had the criminal being the boss. Now, fortunately, at the end of the movie, they usually saw this person going down, but he was still the primary character in all these movies, right? So we got to get over this idea that abusing people, being the boss, is a good thing. It's not a good thing. You're a woman abuser, right? And you're a sex addict. Nobody needs that much sex, honey. They out there. We don't know what kind of drugs have been used, but it takes a lot to even have a desire to have that much sex when you're trying to run a corporation. Mm-hmm. The power of sex. There's power in their loins. But I guess if you had unlimited funds, you feel like you would be free to do whatever you want to do. Michael Jackson got hooked on plastic surgery. This dude got hooked on the power over women and sex, right? Now, he had enough. If he wanted to just have sex with somebody, just to have normal sex with them. No, he wants harems, and he wants gangbangs, and he wants all this shit. And then he wants to abuse the people who are participating, and they're accusing him of even forcing people to participate in these things. If you put GHB, is it GHP? BHB, GHB. I forget. I used to take it sometimes, occasionally. I've taken it, but that makes a person totally submissive, right? So if you drug somebody against their will, you're doing basically the same thing that Bill Cosby did, and we saw what happened to him. The judge goes say, well, is it still up to the judge? I haven't seen anybody saying they accepted their offer. It's pretty bold for the lawyers, for the defendant to come in with their offer, and the judge just jumps on. Okay. Usually they come up with more. If you can make that much bail, we want to put it high, so high that you won't run. Am I talking about poppers? No, honey, they were giving something a whole lot stronger than poppers. And they were giving them other shit, Canamine, which is what killed that actor recently. Canamine. If people are being drugged and then having all this sex and it's against their will, and you bring in a whole group of male prostitutes to gangbang a woman, then you certainly have abused her. They know what they were doing. Not necessarily. Or why would he be charged? They've been investigating this shit for damn near a year. I'm just saying. When they come hard, right? Y'all thought that damn dude out of Brooklyn, what was his name? Lamar Whitehead. Y'all say, oh, they didn't do nothing. They just came and took his phone. They just came, and then when they came, they knocked him upside his head. But what did he get? 15 years or something like that? Ketamine. Mm-hmm. I never did that one. I did a lot of them though, honey. I ain't never drugged nobody, however. That's basically a rape. If he got so many cases, so many witnesses, plus all these people who want to sue him, he'll probably get more lawsuits even though he's in prison, right? Because if he can come up with $50 million for bail, then he can come up with 5 or 6 to give me, right? Is he going to be forced to settle all these people who he owes all his money to? I hope a day comes when they start telling us these people are paid. Just like Donald Trump, he gets millions here, millions there. You owe 50 million over there, 100 million over there. Is anybody getting paid though? I don't even know why they go through these damn lawsuits. They don't end up paying them anything. They just tied up in court. Yeah, seizure might be the key thing there. They may say, no, we want 50 million in cash. Correct. That'll be aside from what we already found out about. You can't force him. Right. He was beating the hell out of people. It was horrible the way he was apparently doing that woman, Cassie. Even $30 million couldn't get him out of that one. That's why he settled so fast. One of the fastest settlement. My dentures are loose. I don't know. My dentures are loose. I'm about to lose my teeth. Racketeering charge that doesn't have to do with prostitution or kidnapping. Well, racketeering charge is if he involved other people, right? If he's having these parties, they can charge all the people who facilitated the parties. That would make it a RICO Act, right? So far, they have not mentioned any other celebrity people. This is something that seems like it was Diddy was the king, and he didn't want no other kings on stage. So we don't know if they're going to come up with other people. Some people are putting up Jay-Z's picture next to his picture. So far, it's only about him. But a racketeering charge means other people are involved. So they may be coming after other people as well. They have reason to be very nervous because those people don't have $50 million to put up. He must be making a lot of money because he said the house is paid for. Mm-hmm. You can't bring in other celebs. Well, it was a racketeering charge. What does RICO mean? Right? If that some of these things were occurring in other people's mansions, or apparently he forced Cassie to pick out her own assaulters. But was that always the case? Who else was getting the prostitutes? Apparently he wasn't handing over the money himself. He was using other people. Mm-hmm. He too rich. That house is a palace. He's too rich. That house was a palace. Ain't gonna be no palace now. This morning's news was that they were charging him with RICO Act and they were seizing his property. As far as I know, when they come and bust you, they seize the property immediately, right? To hold you. They don't want you having all them resources out there, honey. Anyway, they'll lock up your bank accounts. So we don't even know if he has $50 million available to him. I'm sure that he's been, since this thing started, he's been hiding money ever since then, or trying to liquidate. We already know he tried to liquidate that mansion in LA, which is a palace. And he said he owned it outright. It's pretty big, pretty impressive if you own a $50 million house outright. It's not like you got a mortgage, right? He should just sit down and sit down and get started doing his time. Moo, ambrosia. Sit down, do that time, honey. It don't mean a thing until they swing that door. Bop shaboo bop, bop shaboo bop, the bow. The lawyers that he's employing, apparently they are very expensive lawyers. Their job there is to see if they can get him less time. If he gets like 10 years, then he still has a whole life outside of that. But 30 years in prison, in the federal prison, it means 30 years, right? It's not like if he got state time, which a lot of these crimes are state crimes, but the state's not bothering because the Fed picked it up. And they know the Fed is pretty much a guaranteed conviction. They got a whole team of people working on that case for the last 7-8 months. Don't you have no Damon Dash incident, Uncle Tim? Is he in the news lately? I haven't seen it. This is taking over the news, at least for Black people. This Diddy thing, because it's been coming for so long. And of course, we have all of the Trump shit. I'm sure he's pissed off. Trump is, because this is taking over his news spot. His big thing is to stay in the news every damn day. Keep us talking about his ass. Get these monsters off the streets, says Jesse. I can't stand to see a man beating on a woman, though. That video that got released, that's going to be in the court, in the court case. That was hard for me to watch, because I can only imagine what else is going on. And Winston, his wife, Kim, wasn't she, died under suspicious circumstances? He's even been implicated in other, they like to say on here, unalivings. Yes, Primo wanted to say, if you'd like to support this channel, you can cash at. That's right. Everybody need a little coin, honey. Every now and again. Got that surgery and you still can't sit. I still can't sit comfortably in this chair. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I don't know if put the back in. Who is that? Goonies? I knew it. Goonies, you notice everything. I'm okay, comfortable. I was just thinking about these chairs. When you get this, I forget what they call the leather. You gotta, if they put anything in front of the word leather, then it's some kind of synthetic, right? So at some point, I had a chair like that before. I used to own a $1,200 chair. It was a modern chair, right? I didn't pay quite that much. I think it was, but over $1,000 chair, right? At some point, spots start appearing on the leather. I mean, and I think it's some kind of thing that they put over the chair. It looks and feels exactly like leather, right? But when it start peeling, it just start peeling all over the chair at the same time. Like these things only have a certain lifespan. So I don't know. I'm thinking about getting me another chair, a more comfortable chair. If this was the one in the bedroom is already starting to peel though. I said, I can't have no peeling furniture, honey. And these things were $600 a piece. Well, I bought one. It got here. It was defective. It broke. So they sent me another one. I feel an insurance payment. They sent me another one. So I have one in here and one in my bedroom. But the one in the bedroom, which I fixed, I kept it. They said keep it. I got basically for free. So I might replace that one. This one is not peeling or anything, but it's coming, honey. I don't think my couch, I think my couch is synthetic as well. But it's more like that closer kind of Naugahyde or something. I think it's not the same as these things. We'll see. Thank you for noticing, Goonies, as usual. Yes, thank you, Rhonda McGee. I did get your cash yesterday. Make sure ain't nobody in here today. Now I got this damn annoying ass watch. Every time my phone rings, it rings. I said, girl, I thought I'd turn the damn thing off. Let's make sure. Yeah, I got $47 yesterday. So It was you, Rhonda, and Z, thank you. And Tiffany Davis, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Don't ever think I don't appreciate it. Right? They don't make furniture like they used to. Right. You like to say, well, I'm just doing with the modern times, everything is synthetic, but nothing like if I get another office chair, it's definitely gonna have to be genuine, it's gonna be real leather. And after I bought this one was over $600. I saw in a secondhand store a real leather, an older chair. There was no damage on that chair. The chair had to be 60 years old. So if I get another chair, I'm going to get one that is leather, that is older and more comfortable. This one is relatively, but when you have things that are tufted, see, that's why the modern people, they don't tuft the seat, right? Because it's not that comfortable. But this one is tufted in the seat and in the back. Goonies. Jesse, $100 million lawsuit. That's the most recent guy, and that's a man, right? So now that he has to go to court, that means all the freaky details gonna come out in court. They've been talking about your sexuality. I don't know why that's such a big deal. The thing is, you're just obsessed with sex, honey. Right? I used to see these. I was at MCC prison, and they kept sexual predators there as well. I had one hit on me one time. Now this dude was oversexed. He was in there for some kind of rape, right? And he really thought because I was a homosexual that he got a chance with me. And then he hit on all the homosexuals on the yard. He's just obsessed with sex. Nobody, you won't be stabbing me and murdering my ass. No, thank you. Plus, he was ugly. And I didn't like what he was in there for. And another reason why, if I'm not comfortable, Goonies, for your information, I just had surgery on my spine, man. And so when they have surgery on your spine, you're going to have a residual effect for a while, right? So I'm still not all that comfortable. I'm still using a lidocaine patch on my arm. But they say the surgery was a total success. So they really don't make. Yeah, they don't. Some synthetics are fine. They're good, you know. Most office furniture is made to last, so it'll be better because it's commercial. He sued more than Whitehead. He sued more than who sued more than Whitehead? Oh, Whitehead did a lot of suits too. Okay. He is sued more than Whitehead. He's got several judgments against him. He tried to take your cookies. Who tried? Oh, that man in prison, CMC. He wanted my cookies. The other queens came and told me what he was in there for. Oh, no, honey. Let me get my ass hemmed up. I don't think I ever had sex in prison. I had a little boyfriend, but he was just with me for the zooms and whams. Right. So after I discovered that was the last time. But I don't think we even had sex in there. It's hard to have sex in prison. You got to line things up just right. And it better be with somebody from your own race, or they shank your ass. Is it true that they beat up molesters in prison? Is it true that they beat up molesters in prison? They're in what's called protective custody, Jesse. They're in protective custody. I'm sure that happens, but generally speaking, they're not on the yard with everybody else. Right? So, yeah, a lot of people want to beat them up. A lot of people in prison have been molested or have had family members molested, and they take that very seriously. It's the worst thing you could be in prison is a child molester, especially. Now, they're not nearly so hard. Remember, these are hardened criminals usually if they made it all the way to prison. If you are an abuser of women or you're a rapist and all that, the reaction seems to be with you putting your hands on children. So child molesters are the big thing. We had one that worked in. I worked in a furniture factory. We made furniture. They had him working there. Bob is his name, right? And Bob's brain, he acted like he was about a 10-year-old child. This is an old man, child molester, but he acted like a child. He really was slow. Anyway, they had him working on the main line. That's the only one I ever knew of. What's going on, Corey Wayne? Corey Wayne. What's going on, brother? Mm-hmm. He's worth $1 billion. He can't afford it. Child, you gotta be skeptical of these numbers. These numbers are tied to companies, what the company is worth, what the company is trading on. I imagine the company he's owns or has major shares in has taken a major hit with all this controversy of his, right? Why is he putting his house up then if he got so much money? Why don't he put up cash? No, they throw these numbers around. We accept them. Everybody's a billionaire all of a sudden. They're not all billionaires, honey. They may own a bunch of shit, right? And they'll call that their net worth. But his net worth has suffered. Some people are trying to get out before he goes down. Mm-hmm. I never believed he was a billionaire. I believe he has a lot of money. No, his career is over. But you know what rap music is? They glorify all that shit. The stuff that he's accused of, they glorify that, honey. They make videos. There's always naked women walking around. It's all about sex, 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 and crime, crime, crime. They say, oh, he has guns. Are you surprised he has guns? I mean, isn't all of his videos the people got to show what guns they have? I imagine dealing with the kind of people he's dealing with, you would want to have a gun. So he might eventually get himself out of there. But when you take the serial number off the gun, that means that you plan to use it for nefarious reasons. That's illegal, to file the serial number off, so the gun can't be traced. You feel sorry for his children and staff. Yeah, pray over the money, what's going to be left. If they start seizing all of his shit, he ain't going to have no damn millions of dollars, right? He's putting up the house. Hell, if they already seizing it, if they have jurisdiction and they can seize his houses, he can't put that house up nowhere. We haven't gotten the latest yet. Hold on. It's coming out every few minutes. Remember, this just happened last night. Make sure I got the latest. Diddy request bail package, gives up Miami mansion. So they're saying what he requests. Let's see.
Cleared.
Okay, I can't go through it right now. Let me see if there's anything coming out right now. Diddy arrested in New York City. 14-page indictment. They already read the indictment live on air. Diddy. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything current, like breaking news. All we know is that they offered. The state or the Fed don't have to accept what they offered. No bail granted. Is that the latest thing, Cat Bryant? No bail granted. Right. Didn't he have something like this happen with Russell Simmons? Didn't he leave the country and stay gone? Roman Polanski. Didn't Roman Polanski have charges here and go to another country and lived out the rest of his life there? Something like 30 years he'd been gone. There are certain countries you can go to and they won't extradite you. That would be the fear. He could just make it disappear and start over somewhere else. A few $1 million goes a long way in some of these third world countries if you want to live like that. No bail granted. Okay, I'll take you at your word, Cat Bryant. Yeah, that's what his lawyers offered. That wasn't even what the Fed offered. Simmons is in Bali. Mm-hmm. Get out. He's a flight risk. He was arrested a day early because they said he was suspicious. Or he was acting suspicious. Right. It sounded like he was meeting with his family members in New York City. But that could be because he's getting ready to go to prison. Or because you get ready to leave. They're still talking about the $50 million package. Okay. You have to go back to work. Thanks for coming in, Prima Wanda. Enjoy the rest of your day. Mm-hmm. There's Ambrosia, Elaine, Cat Bryant. I didn't even speak to people. Lord, forgive me. St. James. He tried to take my cookies. Y'all ain't no way in hell. I ain't fuck with nothing. I especially ain't talking no damn weirdos, child molesters and shit in prison. Mm-mm. There was a lot of boys I had my eye on, but no. Plus, they don't want no old queens in there, child. It's too much young stuff. Some do it. Say, honey, they do it through the bars, baby, called bar service. He must be in those videos too. Of course. You saving all that shit, just like you did R. Kelly, honey. You done saved all the videos of your crimes. That's what they do when they're freaky like that. They want to see it. Producing personal movies and things. Honey, having too much money, I guess that can be a very dangerous thing for a lot of people. Hopefully he don't go in there trying to run his mouth, trying to get loose. I'm sure he knows about his other compadres who are doing similar things, right? These are all powerful men. Powerful in as much as they have a lot of people who are trying to break into show business, and they're the boss. See who's calling me. Mm-hmm. Okay. Tim, did you didn't talk about Jay Wilson bragging about going on a date? He went on a date, child. Oh, you be talking about when he was in the theater bragging about what you want, boo? What you want, boo? Put him on stream. I want to see him. Right? Is it Mark again? He's still talking about I got somebody. I got somebody. Oh my goodness. How you doing, verbal assassin? Deanna Irvin. He was addicted. Deanna Irvin, what happened to us all? This beef sector, it's like we still come on, but we don't come on as much, right? Are we on burnout? Are they not feeding us no material? Beef sector done gone because they ought to change the name to the panel section, right? So that's all they do, girl. How you doing? We're not interested. I think no. We're not interested in no material. Rush man, you want to be a moderator? What is I never seen you before. Rush man. I'll leave it up to my moderators. If they send you around, because they're trying to get moles in here, bro. Nothing personal. They want to come in and sabotage the site. So we'll see. Watch him. If you don't know. Yeah, right. So I ain't never seen your name before, Rush man. Okay? Not personal. I'll be, oh my God. Goonies want to be a moderator. There goes the end of Timothy Blaine. There, that could be Goonies on both of those pages, honey. No, Goonies, you too much for to be a moderator. Hell no, child. We want Goonies, says Jesse. Well, he's already here. Goonies already part of the family. He ain't got to be no damn moderator. We need somebody reasonable and fair to be moderator. Make Jay Wilson a mod. He come over here and show his ass. I'm liable to get on a plane, honey. I'm liable to get on a plane, honey, and mend his broken heart. So we ain't figured out if he's dating Mark. He got a date night he got to announce, or if he got somebody else now. Mark is gone and he need to replace him with somebody else so he can say, I got somebody. I got somebody. Oh, I got a hail. My name is Jay Wilson. I got this hail. Oh, I got a car. Then he say, I don't tell nobody none of my business. I don't tell. Why you telling your business? What? Then he makes his whole channels about people's business, honey. That boy is crazy. Mm-hmm. I then gave you. I should be able to be to get a week at least. No, Goonies, you too risky, honey. You have a love-hate for Timothy Blaine. Some days you love him, some days you hate him. And every day you challenge him about every goddamn thing, including his chair. It's nice to have the freedom of just drop in when you want to, Goonies, right? Don't make it an issue. You hadn't even thought of that until that dude just asked. And Jay Wilson, my son came in here. Oh, and said, Jay Wilson. Wait a minute. Nola P. I watched so many of your videos on Jay Wilson. My son came in the house and said, Jay Wilson. What you doing, Jay Wilson? Honey, this channel made Jay Wilson. He wouldn't be shit if we weren't always fucking with him. Only reason I fuck with him because of his disrespect. Very disrespectful person, honey. You got to make your exit over drop. Well, thank you for coming in. We ain't going to be here forever, honey. It's always good to see you. And she loved Goonies too. Said we like our Goonies. Goonies, just be what you are, honey. You ain't got to be nothing else. Mm-hmm. I'm not nobody's, I ain't been invited to be nobody's mod either. You know, don't take it personal. It's time for you to get your own channel, though, Goonies. Since you're a detail-oriented young man, you can get your channel. Now, it's not going to take off immediately, but if you're persistent, you build an audience. Since they all behind avatars now, then you can just use the face you're using right now. Just start your channel, honey. Very, very disrespectful. Maybe that nigga, I don't even know who that motherfucker is. Come here talking about my goddamn prison record, girl. Like it's a big secret. Oh, I didn't know he was on a fixed income. That was the big secret. Nigga, if I ever mentioned a job, sissy. Just come in disrespecting people. It's a damn shame. He's still doing it to the other people. I just don't watch that much beef sector. I ain't following him like that, honey. He gonna back out of the goddamn Vegas trip and then have the nerve to come back and criticize the goddamn thing. You're the one backed out. Hell, you're the weakest link. You sent people there and then didn't even show up. But you want to talk about them, all what a failure was as a trip. Nigga, you contributed to it being a failure. You leave people in Las Vegas and spent their good hard-earned money, and you don't even bother to show up. Oh, I'm just coming for Vivian. I'm just coming. Vivian ain't going. I'm not. Nigga, your responsibility was never to Vivian. Vivian is a worker bee or a slave, whatever words you want to use. I ain't gonna use the H-O word. That's yours. That belongs to you. That ain't got nothing to do with you tricking these people to come to Las Vegas and then don't even bother to show up because they didn't pay your way. Not anymore. Who didn't say not anymore? Goonies, you can be a mod when I start my channel. Oh, look, there's an offer right there, Goonies. Jesse said you can come over and be my mod. You guys can get together and start a channel, honey. Y'all can be like Sir King and Lemon, honey. Lemon got his wings and he done moved on, honey. Would you please hit the like button? Says Elnor. Thank you again for my t-shirts, Elaine. Kamala's doing well. This goddamn Puff Daddy that knocked her out the news for a few minutes. But everything indicates that's our new president. Mm-hmm. Kamala. You gotta say it right. What else y'all got? Y'all got any more ideas on this stuff before I get out of here? You watch the old Timothy Blaine videos. I'll watch one today. Sometimes I'll watch an old video, and I was talking about the bayang. That bayang. Oh, 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 oh. You out there living your life on bayang. Girl, living crazy. The Phi Babe. We used to have some fun, didn't we? When the Phi Babe was over here. Now she's moved on to holiness. I don't know why she even left the beef sector, really. I know something happened. Something happened and she left. She chose to leave the beef sector. I don't know if it was the Holy Ghost calling her to ministry or not. But we had us a time, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Out there living a life on bayang. Mm-hmm. Be sure. Check to be sure you are registered to vote. I'm sure of mine. They got a website. You can go and check it. We check. I can vote by mail here, but it's not our turn yet. But the voting is starting in some states. Oh, Phi Babe saved and sanctified now. Mm-hmm. Well, if God can use a donkey, he can certainly use a Phi Babe. So best of luck to her. I don't know how she let go of all that money though. She's another one like Thais. They come in and they were just giving her money every day, sending her packages and all this shit. I don't know how she left that coin unless she got a job that was paying her just as much. But I believe something happened that chased her away from here. I don't remember what it was. Saved and sanctified. What's all this here? Let me see. No, okay, so the phone is ringing. Is that it? Today. Is my phone off? Oh. Oh. Oh, that's nice. Oh my God. My friend is he collects watches, and I've been buying watches lately for whatever reason. I like to collect, and I can't fit no more statues in here. So he's showing me all these watches. This dude's got like 100 watches. Okay, we'll get to that. Anyway. Johnny Mac trademarked her name. Oh, Johnny Mac trademarked her name and took her channel. Oh, Johnny Mac did that? Well, why did she surrender and give up so easily? She could have had a different name. She ain't got to be Phi Baby. That's a made-up name, too. I think I do remember that. He trademarked her name and took her channel down. Yeah, but just like she came back with the holiness, honey, she could have came back and continued. Maybe she felt guilty about all the gossip and stuff. She wanted to be a little deeper. But I wouldn't have gave her no coins. She was bringing down $500, $600, $700 every time she came on. Just by sitting at home for an hour. Phi Baby still lying while preaching. She said the other night that she never scammed or lied while she was in the beef sector. Oh, come on now. Come on now. You were beef sector, honey. There's no denying it. There's too much evidence out there. When he took her page, did he take all her videos? She started out so nice and seemingly in this for fun. Then her head got big and she got paranoid. Oh, Lord, have mercy, Ambrosia. You do realize that you did a whole video on this like 3 months ago. A whole video on this subject? What's that, on 5-8? I don't remember that. I thought I bowed out gracefully. Uh-huh. Also looks different. She's not dolled up at all. Oh, she stopped with the wigs and all the makeup and all that. Yeah, this thing, I guess, will make some people big-headed. I've seen it over and over again on YouTube. They come on humble, you're right, because they're not even aware that people will like them. And then as they get more popular, you know, they start smelling themselves. I don't remember exactly what went on, but yeah. So, but she let Johnny Mac just come and take her page. It's strange to me. She seemed to be a strong-willed woman. It could have also been people kept threatening her about the PPP loans, right? If it was a legal matter, that might have been a reason for her to say, okay, this ain't worth it. Right. I think her mom works for a bank, and I don't know if she worked for a bank or not, but several family members were getting PPP loans. She might not have wanted that heat, that smoke. She done gave up the glamour. Oh my goodness. On 5, baby, Goonies, I make 300 videos on Jay Wilson, honey. It's not unusual to me that I made more than one video on a person. Correct? When we were really heavy into the beef sector, it only encompassed about 10, 12 people, honey. That's what made it interesting. Beef. Where's the beef? Beef is not reading somebody one time. It's not a beef. It's got to be ongoing, like the Real Housewives, child. You go in there and see them fight every goddamn week. It's hard to build from zero. Sub count was one of her go-to reads, but who knows? Well, her count right now is terrible. But people don't sign on for. They have so many options with all these preachers and so forth that it's a very hard nut to crack unless you just enjoy doing spiritual work on here. You have to be committed, right? But not everybody's going to become a white need to buy them, honey. And it's too hard to stay away from the gossip because essentially that's what YouTube is. She just had no more interest in the beef sector, so you made a whole video about it. I remember because I kind of related to her, just lose interest. Well, you have burnout. That's going to happen. That's part of this thing. You have burnout days where it's harder to talk than others. Sometimes I only record every 3 days, and sometimes I record every day, you know. But can you withstand? It's not like I'm doing something else that's so important, right? You might go to periods where you're just on every once in a while. Stay connected. There are people in the beef sector who only come on once every 2 months. Rick Reed only comes on every couple of months or whatever. And then sometimes he's on a roll and he's on 3 or 4 times. I mean, he's on every day for 3 or 4 days, right? Still part of it. You can do it as much or as little as you want to. Oh, hi, God, before everything. I read 3 chapters of The Battle in my book club last night. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, somebody else told me that they were reading. Thank you. I appreciate you reading my work, The Battle. I'm on book 2 now. I think I'm going to start chapter 3. It's going to be another trilogy, 3-book series, right? I just keep writing. I publish one, and then a couple of days later, I start another one. I'm so afraid of getting writer's block again, which I have for 3.5 years, where I didn't write anything. But I've been writing consistently for the last, I think, 16 years. Good afternoon, everybody. We're just trying to follow along with this Puff Daddy stuff, Elaine, and God before everything. It's going to be a story for a minute. The next thing we're waiting for now in this Puff Daddy story is, are they going to accept his offer? I imagine they probably, you say you give us $50 million, we will on $100 million. So put up both houses, something like that, right? Because quiet is kept. If we, the court will allow us to seize all of your assets, we get that stuff anyway. If we declare that your empire was a criminal enterprise. So I'm gonna check one more time for breaking news. It's been breaking. Considering that just happened late last night. U.S. Attorney gives update. Okay, so he's giving the update. 1,000. They recovered 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's obsession, honey. Why you need 1,000 bottles of baby? I heard that earlier today too. Let me see. Yeah, I usually go by CNN, MSNBC. I guess they're going to have that decision today or later on today. Anyway, people, thank y'all for coming in. Be careful celebrating court cases. I ain't celebrating no damn court case, y'all. Considering my history. But he would have been a whole lot better off if we never saw that goddamn video of what he treated that woman. Right? That's a person out of control. You're running down the hallways, butt ass naked, and dragging people by their hair. Yeah, it didn't endear me to your plight, Puff Daddy. A lot of people, you incriminate yourself, because if you're down with Puff Daddy after all we know about him, all we've seen of him, that probably says that you're an abuser yourself, right? They don't understand. They don't understand. Well, we don't want to understand. We understand you're a woman abuser. I'm not accusing you, Felix. I'm just saying. Two sides to every story. By some miracle, he got out. He'd always stay pursuing him in some way, like OJ. Right. Yeah, he got, the career is over. And those are the things, whatever accomplishments he had, that's in the past. The money he makes, that's all from businesses now, or deals that he's made. But as far as his career, they might as well shut that down. But they glorified crime and shit like this all through the music. It's not unusual to his followers. They don't even see it as a bad thing. Pop the collar, beat the woman half to death or to death. We don't know. You don't want the Fed to get up in that ass, though. You don't want the Fed to start opening and reopening these cases, because it seems like everything Cassie said in her original complaint, that's what they're charging him with. It seems to be right out of her playbook. So if they're going back, they may go back even further than that with Cassie. We know that they went. She's the one that brought up the situation where he burned that man's car up, which is arson. If you blow up a man's car and he is approaching the car or anywhere near the car, they could hit you with attempted murder, because your plan was to get him in the car, right? Whether you plan on scaring him or not, honey. Things go wrong when you do. You can't win when you're playing dirty. Check my perimeter. Let me check my perimeter. I just checked it, Goonies. I don't see anything breaking, but it's been breaking every few minutes here. Right? What does Kris Jenner have to do with this? What Kris Jenner? What'd she do? I don't know about Kris Jenner. She was bragging about going to the parties, I think. Right. I guess he had two kind of parties. One kind of party where he could invite the legendary TD Jakes. He had that kind of party going on. He had all kinds of benefits. People don't be thinking these people are great people because they do things for the community. they hand out turkeys and all that. All that shit is tax deductible. Your tax lawyer will tell you need to give away at least $3 million. So they go in the community. Okay, I'll give you $1 million or do whatever. That's for their own benefit. Honey. All right. Well, so we'll keep up if there's anything to keep up. But you got the whole world covering this. So if you want to follow, there's plenty of information out there. Okay. Thanks for coming in, guys. Later, people.